The fact that we got a bunch of dudes that are labeling or categorizing women to be all in one group is freaking lame, bro. The fact that you can go ahead and say all women are feminists, all women are gold diggers, all women are bitches. The fact that you could just blatantly say that when you're with your boys just sounds fucking pathetic. Not only sounds pathetic, it sounds like you're a moron. It doesn't actually sound like there's any intellect to that, right? Because we all know not all men are the same, or not all black people are the same, or not all Asian people are the same, or not all Mexicans. It's the same thing, right? You sound like a freaking moron when you're saying this. Honest to God, right? And the reason you sound like an idiot is because most of y'all men out there that are saying it all have only dated a handful of women. Yeah, that's right, a handful of women. I'm not talking about a smash. I'm not talking about an impasse. I'm talking about going on a date and building a relationship and building a bond with these women. Because most of y'all can't even probably get one date, let alone, one relationship, let alone five. So I'm being modest. So I'm going to say four, right? Most of y'all probably dated four women your entire lives. But yet you want to categorize all women as being the same based on the four relationships you had in your life. Come on, bro. This just sounds stupid and arrogant. But let me go back to it. The reason I say this is today I had a conversation, right? I guess storytelling time. And this is one of my best friends. And for the sake of security, I'm going to call him, I was going to call him Jesus, but that's very disrespectful. I'm going to call him Tom. Okay? And Tom called me up this morning, right? It was 10 a.m. Frustrated, right? He's like, man, let me talk to you, bro. Let me talk to you, JC. I said, sure, bro. And he goes, man, I had a conversation with this girl last night, bro. You should have seen it. This girl was telling me about feminists and how the women's rights are being suppressed, and you should be watching the news on, this is what the girl said, on Israel and Palestine and what's going on there, and you should just see how this could happen here in America where women's rights are being suppressed, and that's why we don't want the orange man to be president. This is just crazy talk, right? This is what's happening, right? I'm sitting there listening, right? And I have to allow my friend to vent because, number one, you don't ever want to interrupt. This is something I've learned over the course of my life growing up, is you don't want to interrupt anyone that's venting. Number one, it's disrespectful. Number two, if they're in a heated exchange to allow, or not heated exchange, but a heating moment to letting them vent, if you come by that exchange, you might be caught in that exchange labeling you something. And you don't want that, right? You don't want to be caught up in that. But anyways, he went ahead and shared his point of view and said, this is why, after he hangs up, Tommy, he says, hey, this is why all women are the same, right? All women are the same because they're all feminists and they all talk this way and they're all stupid girls and arrogant, right? And I said, okay, Tommy, relax, okay? So let me ask you this, and I know the answers to these questions, but I'm only asking to clarify the point that I'm trying to make to him. How many girls in total have you dated your entire life? And Tommy responds, 3. And I know this, right? And I go, okay, cool. And out of those 3, how many would you have considered being hoes? Hoes, right? He goes, maybe one, but most not. And I agreed. One of them was a hoe, right? She was bad. And then I go, okay, and out of those 3, how many of them were feminists? And here's the kicker. We're 38 years old, so we're a lot older than you guys probably on the internet, so there wasn't this feminist movement unless you're Gen Z or something. And he says none. And I go, perfect. And what about what's the last one that I had? A hoe. Oh, I did a hoe, right? Oh, gold diggers, right? How many of them were gold diggers, right? And he goes, none of them. And I go, I know, right? So then, okay, so cool. So would it be, this is me asking, would it be fair for me to tell you that all women that you've dated have never been hoes, never been feminists, and never been gold diggers, right? And he goes, no, but that's not the point. This is not today's woman. I go, okay, fine, not today's woman. How many women in today's world have you dated? He goes, I've never dated one, but I've gone on dates. I go, perfect. How many dates? 1 date, 2 date, 1, 2 dates. Okay, so out of those 1, 2 dates, how many of those girls have you gone out with? The number of girls? 2. Okay, so out of 4, 5 girls that you've dated your entire life, we're going to base an assumption that all girls are that, right? And sounds off, and he's telling me that he's pushing back at me because number one, I'm basically telling him it's all bullshit, right? He's realizing that, so his defense is to kind of come back at me and give me statistics around what's going on in society. And look, have you not seen the internet? Do you not watch the news? Are you not paying attention to the world? And that's the fucking kicker. That's where I want to go back to it. Based on what experience, your experience, can you say that? Just because a statistics says so, just because people say so, doesn't mean you know, right? Go out and experience women. Go out there and date women. Don't go out labeling women without experiencing them. Well, I've fucked around so many of them. I'm not talking about fucking around. I'm talking about building good relationships with them. Finding the right partner for yourself instead of finding the right, sorry, the battery was going. Finding the right partner for yourself instead of labeling all women to be the same and not realizing how detrimental that is for you to categorize all women about being the same. It's just nonsensical. It does not make any sense. It's stupid. It's stupid, right? So my point to you men out there that want to go ahead and label these zeros and continue labeling women instead of protecting our women, right? Which is what the fuck you should be doing as a man. Real talk, like, y'all want to act like you can label all these women, and women are hearing this in one ear and realizing that most men are on the fence about them. Most men think this way about them. Why do you think they're running away to OnlyFans? Why do you think they're pushing back and getting better education than most men? Most of them is going to college instead of you men that are sitting around jacking off, not realizing how messed up your mind is, judging everybody in the world, pointing the fingers at everybody instead of acting like real men and stepping up to the plate. Okay, so the next time you were with a group of friends, right? It's all I'm saying. And they're out there pointing the finger about certain women. This woman is this woman. This woman is this woman. All women are the same. This is what Big G said. Top G said, right? This Top G, he's saying that all women. Look, have you seen his viral clip? Top G talking about how we should treat women. This motherfucker, he's way past you. You'll never be Top G. 99.9% of you won't be Top G. What are you saying, Jay? I'm not going to be good enough? I'm not going to have money and a bunch of women? Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the likely chances you're going to have one relationship in your life and you're going to marry that girl and you're going to have a kid with her. That could be your story. And that wouldn't be the worst story possible. That'd probably be better than Top G's story because as far as I know, Top G is fucking lonely as fuck. Because he was in jail and the only person he had in jail was his brother. But if it wasn't for his brother, he'd be the loneliest motherfucker in there without seeing his kid for that long. But thank God he had his brother to keep him along the way. And I'm not only referring to him because this idea, this notion that we have about women is completely wrong. We need to protect our women. We need to be leaders as men. And we need to understand them for what they are. They are providers of love. They are providers of care. They are providers of a great energy to make us feel superb and wonderful and strong and confident. I don't get my confidence. I get my confidence on my own, but I get more confident when I have the right woman by my side. When I have the proper partner to support me along the way, right? Now I have to know how to choose my partner, but that's a story for another day. I'm not going to go ahead and label all women about being one category, and I'm not going to allow anyone else in my circle to do that because it's not fair for them. It's not fair for me to hear it. I want to hear that from them because I do respect women. My mom's a woman. I got a daughter who's going to be a woman one day. I got a sister who's a woman. I got aunts that are women, and I love them all equally. My daughter probably a little bit more, and my mom a little bit more than anyone else, and my sister. But no, man, like I love my aunts too because they help raise me. They help make me the man I am today. They help love me with all their heart, and they love me as their own, just like I love them as my own, right? So this notion that we have as men to categorize all women the same has got to stop. I hope this message came out clear with love and intent, the way it should be. You guys, go ahead and subscribe if you like more stuff to hear about my life experiences with women. I hope this goes out to a young man who has any questions regarding women. Go ahead and leave your comments on the section. I appreciate your time. You guys have a good evening.